Welcome to The Lift with Sheila Robinson-Kiss. Come on in. There's always a special place set aside for you here where you can relax, kick up your heels, pour yourself a nice, refreshing drink, and prepare to be lifted and soar. Thanks so much, everyone, and welcome back. How to understand and be set free. That is our topic for today, and I really want you to lean into this one because I want to give you some fresh perspectives on really what does it mean to truly understand on a deep level. A couple months ago, I was sitting with a young man who was really having a difficult time. He was struggling to understand why his own mother had chosen drugs, had chosen cocaine and heroin over him all his life. And I'll tell you, this man was in his mid-20s, had not been able to sustain any lasting relationships, couldn't finish school because of just the weight of this dark cloud and sadness over him. And it was just really sad to see what her choices had inevitably done to his life, ultimately what he had allowed her choices to do. And I said to him, what I'm going to say will likely sound very cruel to you, but just hear me out. Hear me out. If you choose to continue to refuse to accept and understand your mother's choices that have already destroyed the life that you've lived, that refusal is going to also destroy whatever time you have left if you don't step into the space of the reality of understanding. Now, let me say this. You can ask for whatever you want in life. You can pray for whatever you want in life. But I am a fan. I'm a huge fan of praying for deeper understanding. I started that practice some years ago because some things were happening in my life. I was like, Lord, I need a deeper understanding because I don't want to continue to battle this or fight with this. And I'll tell you what deeper understanding will do. It leads to inner peace and surrender, and ultimately a softness of reconciliation that is the gateway to emotional freedom in life. So today I want to talk about some principles that maybe you haven't looked at it, some fresh principles of what it means to understand things deeply and really cultivate that ability for yourself. I credit the work and the books of a spiritual writer and in many respects a theologian by the name of Emanuel Swedenborg. His books are just spectacular. I really recommend them. And he talks in one of his books, which is called Heaven and Hell, he talks about understanding people's loves. Understanding what people truly love can really lead to that deep sense of understanding that can overlay your life with so much freedom and joy. And I want to draw the distinction because we sometimes look at ourselves and other people. Things aren't always what they seem. So what a person truly loves, they could be loving a lot of things on the surface, but what they truly love is not necessarily apparent. Back to the young man that I was working with, and he would say to me, but she says to me, I love you so much. And I'm not disputing that because mothers, most normal mothers have an affinity for their children, a natural base emotion of love. But her true love was not even the heroin or the cocaine that she was ingesting daily. Her true love was just escaping life. I had an opportunity to meet her, and this escapism started early on. She really just liked to run away from responsibility, run away from her life. Anything that was weighting her down, she wanted to run from it. So the heroin and the cocaine was just essentially was kind of a pathway to enjoying her true love, which was escapism. And someone's true love, sometimes we bump up against that in our quest just to live. It's like, I don't understand him. I don't understand her. A lot of deep understanding can come when you really tap into what drives a person, what is their motivation, and a true love in life is what brings you the absolute most pleasure. So she had a base emotion, one kind of love for her son, but it was not true love. So again, understanding, the principle of deeper understanding is to tap into knowing your true loves and other people's true loves, because that's the true motivation. I was working with a man who was about to enter his 6th marriage, and he said, I'm scared. I really want this to work out. I want it to be different this time. And I said, well, what do you feel your main issue, your main problem is? He said, Sheila, my main problem is I love women too much. I love them too much. Well, wait a minute. Let's back up here. You told me that you've already been married multiple times to completely spectacular women. So a man who really loved women, you've had multiple shots, multiple shots at this, and each one went belly up. So talk to me about what you truly love beyond these women that the Lord is blessing you with. What is it you truly love? And it took a little bit of push-pull, and out with it finally came. He said, I guess when it gets right down to it, what I love is just that thrill. I love the thrill of falling in love. It's such a high for me. It's amazing, and it's been this way as long as I could remember. So there we go. That's your true love. And for him to start to understand that deeply about himself was very important, because you're going to be divorced yet again. Anything that we don't understand deeply and that is tied to a true love, if it's not in balance, it can get perverted and get out of hand. Nothing wrong with loving money, but when it gets out of balance, you've got a problem. That's why you see people do things you don't understand. Don't you have enough money, but it's out of balance. Relationships, thought process, we all have our true loves, but when it falls out of balance, that's where the lack of understanding of self and of others can come in. So again, back to principle 1, start to really think about what is the true love behind this. What are my true loves? It lends to a great deal of understanding in terms of human behavior and motivations. Number 2, the second principle, which leads to deeper levels of understanding, is to really give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to entertain and to think about alternate life perspectives. Alternate life perspectives. I mean, this was something that was really difficult for me to gain any mastery in when I first started, because I try to be a thoughtful person. I don't just come up with stuff on the fly. I think about myself, people's feelings, emotions, what have you. So I feel like things are really rooted and grounded in a solid perspective. But in order to really gain a deeper understanding of other people and how the world works, you have to kind of, what I say is, cross the street. You want to cross the street and look at the house from a different vantage point. Even if just momentarily, ask yourself, what would it feel like to be him or her, or to be in that circumstances, or to be in someone else's shoes? And just by default, that opens the portal for deeper understanding. I was sitting with a woman a couple days ago, and she said, Sheila, I just don't understand. She was talking about a friend of hers. I've known this woman for a long time. for a very long time. You know, I just had an amazing wedding. I was suffering for so long, met someone new, started a new job, and I know that she struggled with jealousy in the past, but she just couldn't rise to the occasion. Well, let's look at it this way. If you're looking at it from the vantage point of a deeper understanding, a jealous person, and if you take time to walk across the street, they experience your success. She's experienced your success as pain to her, because jealous people never look at anything at face value. Wow, something amazing happened for you. That's fantastic. They're looking at it from the lens of, what does that say about me? I didn't get an amazing wedding. I didn't get a new job. So your pleasure is literally their pain. It doesn't make it right to understand it. But what a deeper understanding could do in a situation like that, you don't set yourself up for the fall. You already know what you're going to get because you understand this person's psychology. So you see where I'm coming from. A deeper understanding leads to more peace across the board. And the third and final principle that I want you to keep in mind is you don't have to achieve acceptance and understanding by yourself. You really don't. I cannot stress it enough. We have layers and layers of resources that we do not use. Ask for that nugget to drop in. Well, Sheila, who am I asking? Ask your creator. Ask the Lord to help you to open up your mind to a deeper understanding, because you want peace. That's how my journey started. I was dealing with a situation, a major resentment. I said, Lord, I can't understand how someone could be so rude and disrespectful. It just doesn't make sense on its face. Whatever you give me, whatever you drop in to help me understand this and level off, I'll take it. And that night, by chance, but I know it wasn't just by chance, a friend of mine sent me an article out of the blue dealing with exactly what this situation was. And I looked over that and I said, wow, that really helped me to connect some dots. It didn't make me like the situation more, but it brought in that calm. So I was able to release and let go. What understanding will do for you, and really a global sense of the word, there's order in this world. There's order in psychology. There's order in a framework of dealing with finances. Everything follows a framework of order. And what a deeper understanding will do is put you in the space where you can really see that. You can see when something is out of order, when it's in order, and why, and you don't have to box with yourself or anyone else or fight. So it really leads to a calm, cool, classy, in control way of living, being, existing. So I hope this video has given you some nuggets to think about, and thanks so much. I'll see you next time.